Any others opposed to the bill? Please come forward and identify yourself.
My name is Dr. Francie Sasson. I'm the Director of Business Services for the California Connections Academy Schools. I work for the 3 nonprofit boards, and I see the accountability that we have as charter schools, which is only increased with the Local Control Accountability Plan. High-quality charters are best addressed by the local agencies and held accountable through the multiple ways that the state already does that. I oppose AB 787.
Thank you.
My name is Amy Hunt. I am an assistant principal and site administrator for California Connections Academy, and I strongly oppose AB 787.
Yolanda Flores, high school principal at California Connections Academy, and I'm also in opposition of AB 787. The reason I got into charter schools and California Connections Academy at all was their basic tenet about being all about kids and all about student success, and I believe this hinders that. Thank you.
Heather Tamayo, middle school principal with California Connections Academy, and I am in opposition of AB 787. California Connections Academy serves a wide range of students, and going into the next school year, close to 5,000 kids that have come to us for various different needs. Many of them are medically fragile, have special needs, have been bullied, are at risk, and I would hate to see the education of 5,000 students being messed with or hindered because of a problem that feels specific to another institution. Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, Honorable Board, my name is Raul Cole. I am a teacher at California Connections Academy, and I oppose this bill. California Connections Academy has allowed me to grow as a teacher. I'm in my 3rd year, and I've been given opportunities that I never would have had in another setting. I've gone to conferences, I've become a master teacher on a career ladder, and so I oppose this bill because of what it would do to not only the teachers at my school, but also the students. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jen Brunner, and I actually currently teach science at California Connections Academy. And I oppose this bill, and I just want to add that the quality of the resources that I've come across at our school are very on par with any traditional school district that I've worked in. And we, because of the quality of those resources, we can really give our students a personalized education. And we do actually even offer a wet lab for students to fulfill that requirement. And it's a state-of-the-art facility, and there's multiple locations for them to go to. And because of that, a lot of our students are able to go on to 4-year colleges, and we have a lot of success with our science program that I can speak to at least.
Hello, my name is Dr. Emmy Koga. I'm the Director of Student Support Services at Connections Academy. And I've been the Director of Student Support Services in a brick and mortar setting and also in charter schools. And since coming to Connections Academy, the ability to track the accountability and the various quality metrics that we are able to utilize and following through and providing support for our special needs students has been wonderful. I strongly oppose AB 787.
Hello, I'm Damian Idiart. I teach high school CTE courses at Connections Academy at North Bay. And I'm here for my student Jillian. Her family and she searched for years for a good blend of charter schools that are organized and give quality curriculum. So it's a difficult balance here to decide, but I hope that you oppose this and look for better solutions to this problem that you have.
I'm Tanya Axe from Gateway International School. On behalf of Gateway Community Charters, I oppose the bill AB 787.
My name is Kirsten Yates, and I'm a parent of 2 kids in public education, and one of them with special needs in the special education system. And I am also with Lighthouse Charter School in the Washington Unified School District. And I oppose this bill because I believe it's another attempt to further marginalize the public education choices available to families by targeting the solvency of for-benefit corporations. And I feel the exaggerated cases presented today don't truly represent the majority of local charter schools, which are mobilized largely by volunteer parents like myself. Thank you.
Hi, Joanna Holo with Golden Valley Charter School. I'm here in Orangevale in the San Juan Unified School District, and I'm also in opposition to this bill.
My name is Sandra, and I'm here from Alexander Twilight Charter under San Juan. I have 3 daughters, one 9 years old, and she will start in public school, and then the other one, I had 2 more, they start on charter school. So I can see the difference and how they really help to my kids. So I just oppose to this bill, AB 787.
Heather Maston with Natomas Pacific Pathways Prep in Natomas Unified School District. I oppose this bill.
Angelina Geisler from Heritage Peak Charter School, and I strongly oppose this bill.
Tanya Massey, parent of 2 virtual school students, and I'm in strong opposition of this bill. Thank you.
Hi, Susan Lang with Golden Valley Charter School in the San Juan Unified School District, and I'm opposed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any others opposed to the bill? Questions from members? Assemblymember Hernandez, I am a little confused here. Are we, because you have charters here that have come up and said that they are concerned about the bill and how it might impact them. And I'm concerned about the language of the bill. Are we talking about a governance issue? Are we talking about a district contracting with a for-profit for services? Is that what we're talking about?
We are not. This bill, in its original proposal, had a governance element in it, and that was removed through the Assembly appropriations process. This bill has been whittled down to one very simple prohibition, and that prohibition is that a for-profit entity cannot run or operate a charter school. So today we've heard testimony from members of the opposition expressing concerns that their nonprofit institution is vulnerable to this legislation. And I'm here to clarify that that is not the case. What we see, and I've seen, and many of us as lawmakers have seen, is that unfortunately, many a times, for-profit agents, outfits, will go to their white glove alliances, partners, and tell them, you're at threat unless you speak up, and you're going to lose your job. Well, that's what's happening here today. There are people that are being misled to believe that their nonprofit organizations are a threat. This bill does not apply to nonprofit schools. This bill only applies to schools that are run by for-profit institutes or organizations. When the opposition spoke before us here today, they made it very clear that they don't only operate in California, that they operate in 2,000 schools throughout 36 states.
So the target of this bill is the K-12 Inc. Are they authorized here?
The target of this bill is any institute, any organization, company that runs a charter school on a for-profit basis.
So let me do this again then. Is K-12, the company K-12, authorized to operate a charter school here in California?
I'll defer to the representative from Teachers Association.
No, what happens in the case of K-12 is if you go to their website, I think one of the witnesses mentioned that they have a link there for California operations, and then it lists all of the nonprofits that have been registered in California that use K-12 services. So
Okay, so they used they contract with K-12 for services?
Right.
Or are they run by K-12? I mean, are they subdivisions of K-12?
They contract with K-12 Inc. for services, and this bill does not target those contract for services, similar to a for-profit textbook
So
company.
CAFA doesn't have to contract with K-12, correct?
I like to say correct. There's some interesting ways that they blur the lines in that particular area.
You know what I'd like to do, because I think it's confusing for me. I don't know if it's confusing for anybody else. But I'd like to work on this a little bit to make the wording more careful before this bill goes out of the committee. And if it's okay with you, I mean, you know, I don't know how the rest of the committee feels about it, but I'm a little confused with this. I mean, we don't want to, it's true, we don't want for-profits operating, but I'm not sure we don't want to discourage for-profits from providing services either. I mean, because our K-12 system, our regular public schools contract with K-12s. So I just want to make sure that the wording is correct, and I understand what you're saying, Assemblymember Hernandez, but I want to make sure that we all feel comfortable with this language. And I don't know whether or not I've missed it or not, you know. Somebody else tell me.
Somebody mentioned there was an amendment
The amendment was,
that you didn't take.
No, he took an amendment to postpone the application of this bill for a year, thinking that it would affect students, and there wasn't an alternative. If you close down a school, then what happens to the kids? But
Wasn't
if
there another
K-12 is,
amendment we didn't take?
he took.
Ran.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I may just respond to Senator Runner. We offered amendments, Charter Schools Association offered amendments to Mr. Hernandez, which he chose not to take. Those are the amendments that we made reference to.
So if I can if I could speak to that as well. This bill was introduced in February. 5 months later, last Thursday, they offered language on Thursday at the end of business. That's no way of doing business here.
Okay, so maybe another week of discussion between parties. We can have a bill that really closely better defines what it is that we're voting on.
I think the bill speaks for itself. If you're a for-profit, you can't operate a public school in California.
Well, then tell me again, is K-12 an authorized charter school in the state of California?
I don't know that, but this bill is not going after an organization in particular. This bill is setting a law and a bar and a standard for how schools are run in California that benefit from Prop 98 funds, California tax dollars. This bill is not said to go after one company, one individual. It's setting, like we say in California, murder is against the law. This bill is saying very clearly that if you take Prop 98 funds to fund your schools, there ought to be accountability, and the clear accountability is you are not moving those dollars for a for-profit situation.
Well,
period, the end.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't feel comfortable with I think it needs clarification.
We'll have to give it another week.
Can I respond to one point, Madam Chair?
Hang on. Senator Runner.
In my notes, it says there's only 7 remaining for-profit schools in California. Is there a problem with those for-profit schools? Is that why you said there's 1,184 charter schools in California and only 7 are for-profit schools. So is there a problem with those? Is that what you're trying to address by making it totally not possible to have a nonprofit?
When I talk to my constituents and Californians up and down the state, and when I tell them that public tax dollars, student tax dollars, have been funneled into executives, it wasn't denied here by the representatives from K-12 Inc., that over $1 million of tax dollars, public tax dollars were funneled in to the pockets of 11 executives at K-12 Inc. As an example, I haven't had one constituent tell me they were okay with it. Conversely, they all told me they had a problem with that our tax dollars shouldn't be paying for multi-billion-dollar bonuses and overinflated salaries. I have coffees throughout my community on a regular basis in the most conservative parts of my district that are heavily Republican and in the most working parts of my district that are more so Democrat. And Democrats and Republicans agree they want their dollars to be maximized for the utilization of the learning environment. And they want, in that process, for educators to receive a decent, sustainable salary, and that they shouldn't be on poverty row because they've worked so hard to dedicate their life to educating young people. And they don't, under that premise and landscape, want to see on the backs of these hardworking, now poor educators, working on poverty wages, seeing those dollars being transferred over to paying for the 1% model, the 1% profiteering engine. That's what not Prop 98 funds, we were never intended that, and constituents in my community have a problem with that way of doing business with public tax dollars.
Senator Vidak.
I'm glad the bill came up today because I learned an awful lot, and I learned an awful lot about these charter schools that are going in a different direction. And I'm glad we've got another week because I want to actually learn more about those schools because they sound fantastic. We had some great parents come up and teachers and a lot of support for them. On the pro side of this bill, all I heard was folks, very dedicated teachers, worried about a pay scale. And I'm not seeing, I see a whole bunch of good from this program. And this bill seems to be more about wages than actual what's going on with these schools. And I'm glad we got another week because I want to learn more about these schools because I think it sounds like they're just doing fantastic.
Is it agreed, Assembly Member?
If it is
To reset the bill for
Madam
next
Chair, I'm always here to work with members of the Senate and your committee. If that is your request, I'm happy to honor your request. I will say, to speak to Mr. Videk, to Senator Videk's point, if the concern of our people, of our citizenry, is that we maximize our dollars in the classroom, then we ought to make sure that those dollars are focused there. And if you're concerned about a teacher's concern about being paid below average rates, then you ought to be more concerned about executives cashing down multi-million-dollar bonuses with your tax dollars, my tax dollars.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senator, for bringing this measure forward. I think it's a very important measure. I do agree with you in the sense that I don't think Prop 98 money should be going to a for-profit corporation of any kind. But I know that some of the testimony was a little bit kind of, they were talking about blended classrooms, blended learning. But I know that was another bill, and I know some of the testimony was coming in, so that might have created some confusion. And so I was a little bit kind of perplexed about it. But, you know, I know there's two current senators that are not here today, and that might benefit from maybe allowing them to vote on this bill as well. So it might be good to kind of hold it off. But I do appreciate the measure. I think I'll be supporting it. But for clarification purposes and some of the members that might need more information, I think holding it over will be fine.
Thank you very much. And next week, if there's any discussion, it'll be on, if there are any amendments, it won't be on the bill in chief because we've talked about it. Okay? All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Medina, Assemblymember Medina? You have item 10, AB 721. You think something simple? No, I mean, it raised more questions for me than he was able to answer, and I get it if you just listen to him. Simple, right?
It is. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Please.
Madam Chair and members, AB 721 provides students with the necessary information to make informed decisions about college attendance costs and student lending options. Most college students face substantial student loans upon graduation, and many of these are private loans, which are typically more costly and provide fewer protections compared to federal loans. In 2013 alone, 55% of these graduating seniors had student loans that averaged over $20,000. Data shows that nearly 50% of students borrowing private loans are leaving federal monies on the table. This bill aims to ensure that students and policymakers can make informed choices about college costs and loan financing through 3 mechanisms. First, the bill requires institutions to report the percentage of graduates that borrowed and the average loan debt. Second, it requires institutions to provide students before they certify a private loan whether the student has available federal student loan monies. And finally, it requires institutions that do not participate in federal loan programs to inform students of such, and that the student may be eligible for federal aid at a participating institution. I believe that this is a very reasonable step to help students make smart college financing choices. With me today is Laura Szabo Kubitz with the Institute of College Access and Success in support of the bill and to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Please, in support of the bill.
Good morning. My name is Laura Szabo Kubitz, and I'm the California Project Manager at the Institute for College Access and Success, also known as TICAS. We also run the project on student debt, which focuses on student debt-related issues both nationally and in California. As advocates for higher education access and affordability, we are here to express our strong support for AB 721, all of whose components are critical in ensuring that students make informed decisions about where to go to college and how to finance it. Our annual student debt report is the most widely cited source for cumulative debt figures for bachelor's degree recipients. However, the data we rely upon are reported voluntarily by colleges and are thus incomplete. For 2013 graduates, colleges representing 89% of bachelor's degree recipients from public and nonprofit schools in California voluntarily calculated and reported these figures. But many of the colleges with the highest average borrowing and debt levels do not report its graduates' debt. In short, there is no current requirement, either federally or at the California state level, for colleges to report or disclose their graduates' cumulative student debt. Requiring colleges to do so will improve transparency and data comparability. Also, many students who don't get enough money from federal or state aid have to turn to private loans, but experts say private loans should only be used as a last resort. So it's incredibly troubling that 47% of private loan borrowers are not exhausting federal loan options first, and that there's no requirement that colleges make students aware that federal loans are available to them or that they might have untapped federal loan eligibility. This bill would help with that. Finally, one reason that students are taking out private loans is because their college does not offer federal loans. In California, there are at least 22 California community colleges that have chosen to pull out of the federal loan program, so if students are in a pinch, private loans are their only option, something that they may not have been aware of before they needed that money. Students and families need clear, timely, accurate, and comparable information on student financial aid to make sound, informed decisions about where to go to college and how to pay for it. Improvements in the availability of data on cumulative debt and financial aid transparency are crucial to achieving that goal. For these reasons, we respectfully urge your aye vote on AB 721. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any others in support of the bill?
Hi, this is Brandon Biggert with the California Student Aid Commission. We support this bill. Any bill that puts more information in the hands of students to help them make better informed decisions about their higher education is a great bill, and we support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others in support? Is there any opposition?
Madam Chair, members of the committee, Scott Governor here on behalf of the University of Phoenix. While we may disagree with TICAS on the data that's available, nonetheless, we appreciate the work of the author and staff to take the amendments that were reflected in the bill now. And with those, we do remove our opposition. So
Great. Thank you very much. Questions from members. Senator Mendoza.
I just want to thank the author for bringing this measure. I think it's an awesome bill to bring forward because, well, you know, the need to know what student debt is out there and what we're facing. I think it helps us, not only the legislative body, but the students themselves and their families. So I appreciate that, and congratulations on removing your opposition. I think it's a great measure of what our Senate members are doing. So thank you. And I move the bill.
That's great. Okay. I was just curious. We have 22 community colleges that do not accept federal loans.
There are at least 22 that choose not to offer federal loans. Oftentimes, there's concerns about cohort default rates, but there is actually a protection called the Participation Rate Index appeal, and most, if not all, of California community colleges would be able to access that.
Okay.
So that's the issue.
Okay, thank you. The bill has been moved. Any other questions from members? Okay, the bill has been moved. Please call the roll.
Do pass to appropriations. Blue.
Aye.
Blue, aye. Runner. Aye. Runner, aye. Block. Hancock. Leyva. Leyva, aye. Mendoza. Mendoza, aye. Monning.
Aye.
Monning, aye. Pan.
Aye.
Pan, aye. Vidak.
Aye.
Vidak, aye. 7.
7 votes. I think your bill is out. I think all members are here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And before we call up Assemblymember Wilk, I need a motion to consent, and there are 6 items on consent today, and actually, it's item 1, item 4, item 8, item 11, item 13, item 16. So it's been moved. Let's call the roll.
Blue.
Aye.
Blue, aye. Runner. Aye. Runner, aye. Block. Hancock. Leyva. Aye. Leyva, aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mendoza, aye. Monning. Aye. Monning, aye. Pan. Aye. Pan, aye. Vidak.
Aye.
Vidak, aye. 7.
7 votes. The consent items are out. And just for your information, members, item 19, AB 1426, was pulled by the author. Okay, so we're headed to the end here. Assemblymember Wilk, you have one item, item 7, AB 542.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. First, I'd like to thank the committee staff for all their hard work working with my office, and I'm happy to accept the amendments on page 4 of the analysis to expand the reporting requirements and add a 2021 sunset date. Just briefly, AB 542 exempts early college, high school, and middle college high school students from caps on enrollment and apportionment funding that are in place for physical education courses provided by community colleges. With me today, I have Eric Harnish, who's Vice President of Advocacy and External Relations for College of the Canyons, which is in Santa Clarita Valley in my district.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Liu, distinguished members of the committee. My name is Eric Harnish, and I'm here today on behalf of College of the Canyons, and we've sponsored Assembly Bill 542. Our college is proud to host a combination early and middle college high school on our campus known as Academy of the Canyons. And Academy of the Canyons focuses on serving 3 types of students: those who are underrepresented in the college environment, those who have a high potential for academic success but are currently underperforming, or those that are first-generation college students. Of the students that we serve at Academy of the Canyons, 51% are members of an ethnic minority, and 37% are first-generation college students. Academy of the Canyons excels at helping high school students succeed in college. 90% of our AOC students complete at least 1 year of college while they're still in high school. And just last month at our commencement ceremonies, we had 17 Academy of the Canyons students earn an associate's degree from our college. And because of graduation schedules, they actually got their associate degree on Friday and their high school diploma on Saturday. So the success rate for AOC students is 14% higher than other concurrently enrolled students at our college, and they perform at a 19% higher rate than regular college students in the same classes. 50% of our AOC graduates are STEM majors: science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. We're asking for passage of AB 542 today to help streamline operations at Academy of the Canyons. As you know, physical education is required as part of the high school curriculum, and since the high school is located on our college campus, the students need to take their PE courses at the college. Current law, however, allows no more than 10% of enrollment in a community college PE course to be comprised of high school students, and no exceptions to that are currently made for early or middle college high school students who have no practical alternatives for fulfilling their PE requirements. AB 542 would create an exemption only for students enrolled in early or middle college high schools, such as Academy of the Canyons. It would not apply to any other high school students enrolled in a community college PE course. Thank you for your consideration, and I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you very much. Others in support?
Erica Hoffman on behalf of the California School Boards Association, also in support of this measure. We see this bill as helping to further the educational experience for those students who are attending both the early college and the middle college high schools, and would appreciate your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others in support? Any opposition to the bill? We didn't receive any in committee. Are there questions from members? Bill has been moved. This is quick. All right. Closing remarks.
Respectfully ask an aye vote.
Thank you. All right. Let's call the roll.
Do pass as amended to appropriations. Lou.
Aye.
Lou, aye. Runner. Block. Hancock. Leyva. Aye. Leyva, aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mendoza, aye. Monning.
Aye.
Monning, aye. Pan.
Aye.
Pan, aye. Vidak.
Aye.
Vidak, aye.
Runner's here.
Runner, aye.
Runner, aye.
Runner, aye. That's
Okay.
7.
7 votes. Your bill is out.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have Assemblymember Eggman? No. Assemblymember Holden? No. Assemblymember Garcia? No. Assemblymember DeBobne? Okay. Okay. All right, we have other members presenting bills and other committees.
We do add-ons?
Oh, we'll go through. Yeah, let's go through the roll and plug in the votes here. Okay, I think we've included the consent, right?
So we have 329.
Okay, let's go back to item 5. Is it 5?
Yes.
Item 5, AB 329 Weber. Call the absent members.
Do pass to appropriations. Chair voting aye. Runner?
No.
Runner, no. Block, Hancock, Mendoza. Mendoza, aye. That's 5-2.
5-2, that bill is out. Everybody's voted, right?